God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul, because this message has reached you with purpose, not pressure, not fear, but clarity." You are guided here at this exact moment because heaven wants to bring understanding, healing, and light into a situation that has been resting quietly in your heart. Nothing is random in the spiritual realm, and the fact that you are listening right now means God trusts you with insight, not judgment, and awareness, not anxiety. Right now, there is a gentle but powerful movement of truth unfolding around your family energy. Not to expose, not to embarrass, not to create conflict, but to restore balance and bring peace where confusion once lived. God is not a God of shock, He is a God of revelation wrapped in love. What has been unseen is not coming forward to harm anyone, but to heal what was silently weighing the heart. There are moments in life when God chooses one soul in a family to become the anchor of wisdom. Not the loudest voice, not the most reactive one, but the one who can listen with compassion. Today, that soul is you. Heaven is inviting you to see with spiritual eyes, not emotional ones. To understand rather than assume. To protect rather than react. Your sister's journey, like every human journey, carries layers, some visible, some private, some still unfolding. God is reminding you that every soul grows at a different pace, and what is revealed by heaven is always revealed with mercy first. Nothing is being uncovered to destroy trust. Everything is being illuminated to rebuild it on stronger ground. Feel this clearly, this is not about secrets, it is about alignment. It is not about blame, it is about understanding. It is not about fear, it is about divine timing. God does not rush revelations. When He allows clarity to arrive, it is because hearts are finally ready to handle it with maturity and grace. Angels are surrounding your home right now, not as watchers, but as protectors. Their presence carries calm, not chaos. Peace, not panic. If there has been confusion, misunderstanding, or emotional distance, heaven is gently guiding things back into harmony. You are being asked to stay grounded, patient, and open-hearted, because your response matters more than the revelation itself. God sees the love you carry for your family. He sees how deeply you care, even when you don't always know how to express it. This message is not here to alarm you. It is here to prepare your heart to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. What unfolds next does not require confrontation, it requires compassion. Not silence, but thoughtful presence. Let this truth settle in you, nothing revealed by God comes without a purpose of peace. If clarity is arriving, it is because healing is close behind it. If understanding is forming, it is because unity is possible again. You are not being tested, you are being trusted. Stay calm. Stay loving. Stay centered. Heaven is already ahead of this situation, smoothing paths you cannot yet see. You do not need to rush, accuse, or assume. Simply remain aware, prayerful, and emotionally steady. That is how divine protection works, quietly, steadily, powerfully. And when the moment comes where conversation or understanding is needed, God Himself will guide your words. Until then, rest in this knowing, your family is under divine care, and nothing unfolding right now is outside God's control. God says, listen even more deeply now, my beloved soul, because what unfolds next is not about revelation alone, but about responsibility. When heaven allows awareness to enter a situation, it is because someone strong enough has been chosen to carry it without breaking love. That strength lives inside you. This message continues not to point fingers, but to steady your heart so you can become a bridge where others might choose walls. There are seasons where God keeps certain things covered, not because they are wrong, but because the hearts involved are still growing. And then there comes a moment, quiet, precise, divinely timed, when understanding begins to rise naturally, like dawn after a long night. That is the season you are stepping into now. Nothing is being forced. Nothing is being rushed. Heaven is simply allowing clarity to mature. Your sister's path has been shaped by experiences you may not fully see, choices influenced by emotions she herself is still learning to understand. God is not surprised by this. Heaven never panics. Instead, God watches with patience, waiting for the moment when awareness can bring healing rather than harm. That moment is beginning to unfold, and you are being invited to walk through it with grace. Understand this clearly: clarity does not always mean confrontation. Sometimes clarity means compassion. Sometimes it means silence. Sometimes it means simply holding space while God works in ways unseen. You are not being asked to act immediately. You are being asked to remain grounded, because grounded hearts hear God more clearly than reactive ones. There is a reason this message reached you and not someone else in your family. God knows who can carry truth without turning it into a weapon. God knows who can listen without judging, who can see without condemning. This is not a burden placed on you, it is a trust placed in you. And heaven never misplaces trust. Right now, angelic presence is surrounding your family line, not to expose, but to stabilize. Where emotions once felt tangled, peace is quietly threading itself back in. Where misunderstandings once formed, clarity is softening the edges. This is how divine correction works: it heals before it speaks. If at any point you feel confusion rising, pause. That pause is sacred. God often speaks in stillness, not urgency. You do not need all the answers at once. You do not need to label anything. You only need to remain open, prayerful, and emotionally steady. What must be revealed will be revealed layer by layer, in a way that preserves love. Heaven is also reminding you of something important: every soul is on a journey, including your sister. Growth is not linear. Healing is not instant. And understanding is not always comfortable. But God does not abandon His children mid-process. If awareness is arriving, it is because restoration is possible. Let this settle in your spirit: this is not a message of alarm. It is a message of alignment. God aligns hearts before He aligns circumstances. And right now, He is aligning yours, to respond with wisdom, not impulse, with empathy, not assumption. You may notice subtle shifts. Changes in tone, moments of reflection, pauses where there was once defensiveness. These are signs of God's quiet work. Do not interrupt them with fear. Do not rush them with conclusions. Allow God to complete what He has begun. This part of the message exists to strengthen your inner posture. The outer situation will follow. Heaven always works from the inside out. And as long as your heart remains anchored in love, nothing that comes to light will break what God intends to heal. Rest in this truth: you are not alone in this. God is walking ahead of every conversation, every realization, every emotional moment. Angels are guarding not just actions, but reactions. Nothing will spiral out of control when God is involved. Stay patient. Stay kind. Stay aware. This is not the end of the message, this is the deepening of it. God says, "Stay with me a little longer, my beloved child, because understanding does not arrive all at once. It unfolds the way healing unfolds, slowly. Gently, without force." What heaven is revealing now is not meant to shake your foundation, but to strengthen it. This message continues because your heart is capable of holding deeper truth without losing compassion, and that is rare. There are moments when God allows us to see beyond surface behavior into the quiet places where emotions are formed. Your sister's life, like every human life, carries layers, layers shaped by experiences, disappointments, hopes, fears, and unspoken needs. Heaven does not judge these layers. Heaven understands them. And now, God is inviting you to understand them too, not with suspicion, but with spiritual maturity. Understand this clearly: not everything that is hidden is harmful, and not everything that is revealed is meant to be confronted. Some truths rise only to soften hearts. Some realizations come only to dissolve misunderstandings that have silently grown over time. God reveals selectively, wisely, always with restoration as the goal. Your role in this season is not to fix, not to expose, not to react. Your role is to observe with wisdom and respond with calmness. This is how divine guardianship looks. This is how heaven entrusts someone with awareness, by choosing the one who will not misuse it. There may be moments when memories resurface, when past conversations suddenly make more sense, when certain patterns quietly align in your mind. Let them align. Do not rush to conclusions. God is not asking you to label anyone. He is asking you to remain steady while He continues His work behind the scenes. Once created distance, empathy is beginning to take root. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. God also wants you to remember something important about timing. People change not when they are pressured, but when they feel safe enough to be honest with themselves. Heaven creates that safety slowly. And right now, that atmosphere of safety is being formed around your sister's heart. You may feel moments of concern arise within you, and that is natural. When awareness increases, responsibility increases too. But God does not increase responsibility without also increasing grace. You are not expected to carry this alone. Prayer is your anchor here. Quiet prayer. Patient prayer. Prayer that asks for wisdom rather than answers. Heaven is not preparing conflict. Heaven is preparing clarity with peace. There is a difference. Conflict rushes. Peace waits. And everything God is doing now is wrapped in patience. There will come moments when you may feel the urge to speak, and moments when you feel guided to remain silent. Trust those inner pauses. The Holy Spirit often speaks through restraint more than through words. Silence, when guided by God, is not weakness, it is wisdom. Your sister's journey is still unfolding. God has not finished shaping her heart, just as He has not finished shaping yours. Awareness does not mean final judgment. Awareness means opportunity. For healing, for growth, for understanding that goes deeper than surface appearances. Heaven is also protecting your emotional balance in this season. If something were meant to overwhelm you, God would not reveal it now. The fact that clarity is arriving gently is proof that it is meant to be carried gently. Notice how this message does not ask you to act immediately. That is intentional. Divine guidance never pushes, it prepares. And right now, preparation is happening within you first. You're calm. Response is part of the healing process God is designing. There is also a generational element at work here. When one person chooses wisdom over reaction, it quietly shifts the emotional pattern of an entire family line. You are becoming that stabilizing presence, not by force, but by example. Let this truth settle: God reveals to heal, not to harm. And when heaven involves you in that process, it is because your heart has already proven it can hold love even when understanding deepens. Stay grounded. Stay observant. Stay prayerful. The unfolding is not complete yet, but it is unfolding exactly as it should. God says, "Now breathe and listen with a calm heart, because everything you have sensed until now is finally settling into understanding." Awareness without peace creates fear, but awareness wrapped in divine wisdom creates healing. This is why heaven allowed you to walk step by step through this message, never rushing you, never overwhelming you, always keeping your spirit steady. What unfolds now is not revelation meant to disturb you, but truth meant to ground you. There are times when God places someone in a position of insight, not so they can correct others, but so they can protect love from breaking. You have been standing quietly in that position. Not everyone is trusted with clarity. Some misuse it. Some react emotionally. But heaven chose you because your heart leans toward balance, not control, toward peace, not power. Your sister's path is not a straight line, and neither is yours. God does not write straight lines. He writes meaningful ones. What you are witnessing is not exposure, it is evolution. People grow when light reaches them gently, not when it is forced upon them. Heaven knows this, which is why everything has been unfolding softly, almost invisibly, without noise. If you look closely, you will notice small shifts already happening. Conversations may feel lighter. Tension that once lingered may feel less heavy. Emotional distance may slowly shorten without explanation. These are not coincidences. These are signs that healing has already begun working at levels deeper than words. God also wants you to release any hidden burden you may be carrying right now. You are not responsible for managing anyone else's inner world. You are only responsible for guarding your own peace. And when you protect your peace, it naturally influences the space around you. Calm has authority. Stability has power. Quiet understanding carries more weight than confrontation ever could. There may be moments ahead where clarity becomes sharper, where understanding deepens even more. When that happens, remember this: not every truth needs a reaction, but every truth deserves wisdom. God will guide you in timing. He always does. You will know when to speak and when to remain silent, not by pressure, but by inner calm. Your sister's heart is not distant from God's sight. Nothing about her life has gone unnoticed. Heaven has been present even in moments you could not see. And because heaven is present, nothing is out of control. Divine oversight is already in place. This message is not asking you to become watchful. It is asking you to become trusting. Trust that God is doing what only He can do. Trust that clarity does not mean separation. Often, it creates deeper connection when handled with grace. You are also being refined in this season. Awareness sharpens maturity. Understanding deepens compassion. And compassion, when rooted in wisdom, becomes strength. God is shaping you into someone who does not react quickly, who does not judge easily, who does not carry unnecessary weight. There is peace ahead. Not forced peace, not temporary calm, but steady peace. The kind that settles quietly into daily life and remains. That peace is forming now. Slowly. Naturally. Without announcement. Heaven has no intention of creating division. Heaven's intention is alignment. Alignment within hearts. Alignment within families. Alignment within emotions that once felt scattered. And alignment takes time. God is patient. That patience is now being mirrored in you. Remember this above all else. Love does not require full understanding to remain strong. Sometimes love simply requires trust. Trust that God sees what you cannot. Trust that God heals what you cannot reach. Trust that God restores without noise. Everything you needed to know has been given gently, exactly because your spirit could handle it gently. That itself is confirmation of your growth. Now let this message rest inside you. Do not overthink it. Do not replay it with anxiety. Receive it with calm acceptance. When heaven speaks softly, it means the work is already underway. And before this message closes, heaven leaves you with this reassurance: nothing is falling apart. Things are quietly coming into order. Strong CTA, end only. If this message touched something deep inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to acknowledge what your heart felt. Comment below what this message stirred within you. Even one word is enough. Share this with someone who may need calm clarity today. And subscribe so you don't miss the next message meant for your journey.